What's up? This is The Vinyl Casket, home to The Lamest Taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all at The Vinyl Casket. One word, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. I'm just trying to fix this a little bit. There we go. Okay. This is another episode of Casket Reviews. We're going to be doing two in a row. So this is going to be the first one. This is one of the two latest entries in a franchise that I have grown up loving. This is Scream. This is the fifth movie in the franchise. This is Scream, just Scream, but this is the 2022 entry of Scream. Scream 5, as you can tell by this poster, in the M, it's supposed to be like a Roman numeral V for 5. This is the fifth movie. It came out in 2022, which is 11 years after Scream 4, which came out in 2011. So you have 11 years since the franchise has done anything. Obviously, you have the MTV TV show, but I don't know if that's any good. Maybe I'll watch it. It's not on anything. If you want, this is currently available on Hulu and Paramount Plus, with the rest of the series 1 through 4 being available on Max. This is a crazy entry. Obviously, it's rated R. It's a runtime of 1 hour and 54 minutes. That's a great size movie for me, under 2 hours. My thing here is the cat. So visually, great. You know, this is a solid run-of-the-mill Scream movie. Modern editing, modern graphics, modern film techniques, all done at the at the average of what everyone does. It looks great. The acting is stellar. Visually, this movie it's great. It's great. There's nothing wrong with it at all. So I'm not going to really talk about that. Obviously, some things are supposed to be corny. Some things are supposed to be. It's kind of the franchise. So at this point, there's tropes that it has to do. So be like, oh, the writing here was a little corny, campy. It's supposed to be. It has to fit the vibe of the franchise. So things like that, I'm not going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about first is the way it established itself, right? You get a new cast of characters while also bringing back a bunch of legacy characters. And the best part of Scream at this point is that it's become very transparent of itself as a film franchise, being that the original movie has basically inspired people to be obsessed with the actual killers, as well as there being a franchise of horror movies inspired based on the actions of the first movie. So the actions of the first movie inspire a movie that then goes on to like 8 movies, which only some of them actually being inspired by actual events, but this franchise has inspired other people to be obsessed with the real killers and the movies, and not being able to decipher the difference, and everything blending together. So like the fantasy made up part and the real life tragedies there's no barrier. It's all blended in these people's obsessed brains. So it causes people to try to become famous off repeating this. It makes people want to extend it and go into it. And that's the best part of the Scream universe at this point, is that there's this crazy obsession of the people in this universe with the real killings and the people involved in those killings and the books being written about it and everything like that. So there's like a huge blur and a weird obsession. So everything obviously goes back to Woodsboro, which is where these movies mostly take place. I can't speak. And you get legacy characters coming back, you get references coming back, and you get a whole new cast of characters. And it took me forever to watch this movie. Really want to. Obviously, during 2022, a lot of stuff is going on. So I watched this and Scream 6, and I love this new crew. So obviously, acting, the legacies, you get Neve Campbell back as Sidney Prescott, you get Courtney Cox back as Gail Weathers, and you get David Arquette back as Dewey. Okay, those are like the 3 main ones. But then you get this new cast of characters. Sam Carpenter, Tara Carpenter, which is Jenna Ortega, who obviously is on a Red Hot Fire. You have Wes Hicks, which is Dylan Minnette, famous of the band Wallows and 13 Reasons Why. and then you get Mindy and Chad Meeks. I didn't say their full name, but whatever. And then you get this character Liv McKenzie, and that's really the main. You get like these. You find out that the older sister Sam Carpenter is only they're only half sisters because I don't know what that is. Her and her sister Tara are only half sisters because their mom secretly had gotten pregnant with Billy Loomis from the first movie while she was a senior in high school, and had made it to seem like her boyfriend at the time was who raised them, the father that raised them was the father of the child, but he wasn't. And then when she found out, he left, and there's a big family divide, and then she left. It's crazy. So she has visions of Billy Loomis trying to convince her to murder and do this, which is a cool aspect that hasn't been done yet. Making her a legacy connection, as well as Tara, because they're now connected to Billy. But then the twins, Chad and Mindy, are Randy's the movie obsessed person from the first two movies. Their niece and nephew, his niece and nephew, which is the best part of this movie in these two movies, is because you now have Mindy providing that movie fanatic role that I feel like obviously the killers in Scream 4 were like the movie fanatics, but now you have a good person as the movie fanatic. And that was my favorite part, because she is explaining like these crazy film rules and this is how it works, and prequels, sequels, reboots, all sorts of stuff. And that third wall barrier thing is amazing, and that was the best part. But obviously, like, Wes Hicks, his mom is like the sheriff now. Like, there's all sorts of references that are really cool and set this new cast up and this new team to do really cool shit. I liked it. I was kind of upset with some of the choices to kill off certain people, but it is what it is. And I really liked this movie. I think it was a great breath of fresh air into the franchise. And Scream 2022, Scream 5, whatever you want to call it, is very, very solid. That being said, I gave it a 4.7 out of 5. I think this is an amazing movie. I think that this is what the franchise needed. I will be doing a rewind review on the whole Scream franchise. Right now, I just finished watching, obviously, Scream 5 and Scream 6, and then I went back and we're watching Scream. We finished Scream 1. Next is Scream 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go and do a rewind review. So that was my rating, 4.7. This is Scream 2022. You can watch it on Hulu or on Paramount Plus. Get in the comments. Let's discuss it. Remember, this is The Vinyl Casket, home to The Lamest Taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all at The Vinyl Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much, much more. Do me a massive favor and stay lame.